Sorry, I was talking with my mouth full. Hello there, my beautiful friends, and welcome to this budget recipe inspired video. I've got everything from plant-based meals, vegetarian meals, chicken, fish. This is for anybody and everybody that wants a variety of different meals throughout their week that will not break the bank. Unlike other budget recipe videos where I've done a strict budget, grocery shop and all, this one is a little bit more casual where I just made recipes that I knew would not quote unquote break the bank and could inspire you with what you already have in the house without having to go out and follow my exact regimen of this budget and this groceries to make this meal. It's a little bit more free-spirited and I hope it inspires you. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Jumping straight into breakfast on day one, cracking a few eggs into a skillet, seasoning them with salt, getting some brown rice into a bowl along with homemade kimchi, some leftover veggies that I had to use up, my fried eggs, cucumber, and then sprinkling some sesame seeds on top, a little drizzle of soy sauce, a little green onion. We are getting all of the Asian little vibes in a bowl. I absolutely love savory for breakfast, and this is a great budget meal because one, we've just got rice. You can literally just do cucumber, and if you home make kimchi, which I've done so many times on my channel, and I really highly recommend it because it's absolutely delicious and costs like nothing in comparison to buying it in the grocery store. And you get the pride of telling other people that you make kimchi. It's all just worth it. However, diving into lunch, I actually prepped this the night before. So that's where the little shift of lighting has come in. But we've got some onion, celery, and carrot into a pot along with one apple. I know apple seems weird in a savory dish, but it adds such a beautiful layer of sweetness. 2 Roman tomato and some leftover cherry tomatoes. Drizzling all of that with a good amount of olive oil, probably about a tablespoon or 2. Good sprinkle of salt, black pepper, smoked paprika, parsley, mustard seed. If you don't have mustard seed, do not worry. Add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a few bay leaves, and an entire head of garlic. Drizzling the garlic with olive oil and a little pinch of salt, adding a lid on top. And then I literally just put that on the stove, kind of stirring it occasionally on low heat. And this was it the next day after it went into the fridge. I squeezed the garlic out of the head, and now I'm simply just gonna blend all of this up. You can 100% do this in the oven. I just really could not be bothered to turn on the oven that night, so low heat on the stove. It totally works. I know it seems weird, but it takes about 45 minutes or so, up to an hour, just because we are using low heat. I pre-boiled and stored some white beans, mixed it all together with the blended veggie mixture, heated it up again, and then plated myself up a bowl. And this with a good splash of balsamic vinegar is really delicious. I actually do recommend adding about 2 tablespoons worth of tomato paste to this recipe. I just completely forgot that I didn't have any in the house, just to help add that depth of flavor to it. I'll write a refined version of this recipe down in the description box, so do not worry. Moving into dinner, we got some onion and carrot into a pot along with a cup of rice that I rinsed. And now we're gonna spice things up. A half a tablespoon worth of mustard seed, half a tablespoon worth of turmeric powder, a few bay leaves, and a little handful of curry leaves. Put that on low-ish heat, cover with a lid, and cook it until the rice is done. I forgot to add peas to the mixture, so I just simply added it near the end along with a little more splash of water, put a lid on top on like the lowest of heat for a few minutes, added some olive oil to a pan as you saw along with garlic and tomato, and now I'm adding a few fillets of white fish and a good chunk of butter. After about 2 minutes on one side of the fish, I gave it a flip, cooked it for another 2 minutes, covered it with my tomato garlic mixture, a good crack of black pepper, a little drizzle of balsamic vinegar, and that's it, that's all. I have not had rice like this in way too long. Like, there's just something so nostalgic to me about putting peas and carrots in rice. Like, it's just such a nice little add-on. But when you do it, I feel like the rice has to be yellow. Do you know what I mean? So adding a little bit of turmeric in there just brightens everything up. You don't really taste it, but nice little add-in. Sorry, I was talking with my mouth full. Just a little feral. I didn't want to overthink any of this dinner, just to make it super, super simple. Honestly, it's just like chopping the few vegetables, like the carrot, the onion, and the tomato, and mincing the garlic. That was the majority of the work. The rest of it was just, you know, putting the rice in, spicing it, allowing it to do its thing, and then frying up the fish took like a few minutes. So super easy after work, budget friendly dinner. Use whatever fish is a good price. Usually white fish is less expensive. Obviously, depending on where you are, that shifts and changes, but you can adopt this to whatever fish that you've got. Hey my friends, day number 2. Again, we're just starting right with breakfast. You guys know what's up. I start my day with AG1 and matcha every single day. It gets a little repetitive and annoying if I do this every single what I eat in a week video. Anyways, I got some eggs into a frying pan. I made a peanut butter spicy sauce. It's just been sitting in the fridge for a while. I had to use it up. Drizzled that on some greens, had my leftover brown rice, some more kimchi, my fried eggs, and you know the drill. We're drizzling it with sesame seeds and a little green onion. This looks fancy, this looks gourmet, this looks like something you'd get at a restaurant, but in fact, it is actually budget friendly. Whatever greens that you have on sale in the grocery store, eggs, rice, whether it's brown rice or white rice, it really does not matter. And the peanut butter sauce, the most expensive thing in it is the soy sauce. An amazing thing to do for budget eats is make extra, so that way you just have lots of leftovers and you don't have to think about meals anymore. Warming up that veggie white bean mixture, and I had a slice of leftover pizza, dipped it in some balsamic vinegar, and cold pizza left over is just amazing. The basics, my friends, the basics. Onion, celery, and carrot. Affordable, delicious, decadent. I got them into a large pot all at the same time with some olive oil and a good sprinkle of salt. 1 large Roman tomato, but I do recommend adding a couple tablespoons of tomato paste to this. Seasoning it with a teaspoon worth of coriander, a teaspoon worth of paprika, half a teaspoon worth of cumin seeds, half a teaspoon of whatever spicy chili mixture you got, a good pinch of thyme, allowing that to get nice and fragrant for a couple minutes, and then adding 1 potato. I did not measure my water, but I would say it was about 6 to 8 cups. And now I'm just gonna cover this with a lid. And because I did not have the tomato paste, for that depth of flavor, I added a couple tablespoons worth of nutritional yeast. And because this is a Turkish-inspired kind of Mediterranean style soup, I also added a half a teaspoon of mint. Once the potato was about 50% cooked, I added a cup of red lentils that I rinsed, put the lid on top, allowed it to simmer until everything was completely tender, and then blended that up. Once it was blended, it was this really beautiful, creamy deliciousness. But again, for the depth of flavor, I added a couple teaspoons of Dijon mustard, lots more salt, and a little extra nutritional yeast as well. That doesn't really dollop in the way that I want it to dollop, but let's try this
dollop away. It's like thick. So it's not doing the thing.
No, we want it to be.
You want it to, but it's fine.
We want it to be.
Oh, wait, it's kind of working. If you like smoosh it.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. You know what?
It's fine. Just gonna do a little.
Oh yeah.
Grabbing.
She tan, she full-bodied, she thick.
What else is she?
Like us. She's zesty. She African.
You're African?
I'm African.
And now a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. If you have a product or service to sell, highly recommend heading over to Squarespace and building something that you feel really proud of and excited by. Either choose one of their pre-made templates or use the help of AI. They have something called Blueprint AI, which is Squarespace's AI-enhanced website builder, which will help you design a fully custom website in just a few little steps. But if you have any questions along the way, do not worry, contact their award-winning customer service for all of your questions. Drive sales and remind your clients who you are with email campaigns that are beautifully laid out, engaging, and flow with your business. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, test out everything that I just mentioned, and when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/Julia Ayres to get 10% off of your first purchase of a domain or website. Click the link down in the description box. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Day 3 was a little bit of a slow start for me, and I just wanted to remind you that I drink matcha. So here I am making my matcha latte, adding a good little splash of some plant milk that I had in the house. And this one was so green and vibrant, and I love how refreshing. I wasn't feeling like diving into a big breakfast on this morning, so I just decided to have a little bit of goat's milk yogurt and some pomegranate. Pomegranate is a fruit that I always forget how delicious it is. Like when you get a good one, it's just so yummy. And for a little bit of simplicity afterwards, I had some of that peanut sauce along with some greens and one fried egg. I really could not be bothered on this morning. Super simple, got some nourishment in my body, and then went about my day. When I got home, I got in some more cozier clothes and then built off of leftovers that I already had. So I really felt like pasta, but I did not have any pasta in the house. So what did I have? I had orzo. Okay, that's kind of the same. Boiled that in some salted water and then had a bunch of zucchini in the fridge that I had to use up. Put it in the frying pan, fried it with some olive oil and salt. Whether it's zucchini or some other type of veggie that you have, just use what you've got and is affordable in your grocery store. I spiced mine up with a little bit of leftover pulp from a hot sauce that I made and some balsamic vinegar. Warmed up that leftover white bean mixture, added some mozzarella cheese on top of it, threw my orzo in the bowl along with my zucchinis. It looks like some fancy mixture that was totally intentional, but it wasn't. Diving into your pantry and seeing what you already have is such a great way to be budget friendly, because a lot of the time we have all of these little bits and bobs, half-empty containers that we have all of the right intention for, but then just never consider when we are trying to grocery shop. If you need some help in meal planning, highly recommend watching this video linked up above, where I lay out how to meal plan for your unique life.
Thank you. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm not sorry that you did the mozzarella. The mozzarella is great. And this is why you have roommates. Because you cook one night, then they cook the next night, and you got 2 delicious soups in the fridge.
2 delicious soups in the fridge. Yo.
As a South African would say. Yo. Lekker.
Lekker.
Lekker brew.
Passen.
Very good.
I'm so glad, girl.
I need a spoon.
Oh, you didn't even have a spoon yet.
No. Been eating with my bread.
Breading it out.
Been breading it.
That's good.
I love red pepper soup.
It's so good.
It's such a good soup.
Tomatoes and red pepper. You can't go wrong.
So decadent.
It's so creamy.
Day 4, I was feeling this like burrito, savory, spicy situation. So yesterday I actually soaked and boiled these black beans. Buying dried beans and soaking and boiling them yourself, although it takes a little bit of extra time, it is so cost effective.
Bye, have a good day.
And it's really not complex either. I was so intimidated to use dried beans for so long because I was like, oh my goodness, it's like this whole process, but it's not. Anyways, I got a couple eggs into a bowl along with a little bit of goat's milk, yogurt, salt, the little scramble, got them into my wrap along with my black beans, greens, some homemade hot sauce, which I have a short for, so go check that out on my page. So delicious, also very cost effective. Some avocado because they were on sale and it is literally impossible for one to walk past an avocado sale. I can't not overfill a wrap. Like, it's actually impossible for my DNA to allow that situation to ever happen. Like, it's just not a thing. For a little midday snack, I had some yogurt and some figs, whatever fruit that you got. Yogurt and fruit, such a delicious snack, such an easy snack, and relatively cost effective if you're getting fruit that is in season and if you're getting yogurt that, well, is affordable. For lunch, we had our leftover rice and white fish. Simply just warmed that up and enjoyed. And look at that, already on day 5. We are making basically the same thing as we made yesterday, but we're doing something a little bit different and a little bit lazier, to be frank. I did the same thing I did yesterday with the eggs. Instead of doing the black beans in a pan, I literally just put them in a bowl with a little bit of hot water, spiced them up with some chipotle, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and now we're building a wrap. I added some mayo on the base of it, and then my black beans, my egg, pickled red onion, greens. And the great thing about wraps like this is if you would like, you can pre-prep them for the entire week. Wrap them in tin foil. I've seen so many people do this on like TikTok or Instagram, so it can really be a grab and go situation if you'd like it to be. Popcorn is probably one of my most favorite snacks, and if you just buy plain kernels from a bulk food store, so cost effective. For dinner, I am making chicken wings. I'm not explaining myself, so let's get into the recipe. I minced like 7 cloves of garlic, added that to a bowl along with a good drizzle of honey, probably about a 1/4 cup worth, 3-finger pinch of salt, tablespoon worth of olive oil, a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm doing a teaspoon of chili to taste, teaspoon worth of Dijon mustard, and then just thinning that out with some hot water, realizing that the pan I had these in was way too large, so put them into a smaller pan, drizzled my sauce all over them, covered it with tin foil, and then stuck it into the oven. I cooked them for 40 minutes in total. 30-ish of those minutes I had the tin foil on, and then for the last about 10 minutes I took the tin foil off to kind of crisp up the top, and it was on convection, so the heat was coming from the top and the bottom. As you see, they've got a little crispy bits on here as well, which I like that. And then just clearing some stuff out of the fridge. We got some leftover rice, some leftover soup that I just topped with some mozzarella cheese. I have not had a chicken wing, and honestly, I don't know how long. Like, I legitimately don't remember the last time I had one. Potentially when I was like 11 years old. I used to love honey garlic chicken wings. Like, they were my love from basically the time that I could eat anything till the time that I went vegetarian. Like, honey garlic chicken wings are just the best. I made these spicy though, so they are going to be different than what I was used to when I was a child. A little more of an adult version. Honestly, this week I've had a few really hard days. Eating this just like gives me so much nostalgia, and I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. but I'm really happy that I did this for myself. I'm really, yeah, proud of myself. All right, my friends, and that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you try any of the recipes, please let me know down in the comments, or if you have any suggestions for next week's recipe situation, also let me know what you want to see. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and a beautiful rest of your week, or start of your week, whenever you're watching this. Sending you lots of love and lots of yummy food as well. Cheers.